Hello, how's everyone doing? Hope you're all okay. Let's get a quick audio and visual check. Is everything okay? We're in the new office. Before, we were looking at the Burj Khalifa, and now we're in it. A fountain show going off behind me. The views just keep on getting better, and in fact, I can show you more of it. Bear with me. Bam. Does that improve it a little bit? It's a very, very cool view. You turn the lights off and you start seeing a little bit more. Anyway, please let me know in the comments if everything's okay, if you can see me fine. It's my first time working with this setup. I am grossly unprepared for this live stream. I shouldn't even be saying this, but I was actually just recording something else, which is going to be huge. I'm really, really excited for it. However, I was recording it with something else. I was recording it with... Oh, that's bad. I was recording it with this little guy right here. So, this is my professional camera. Anyway, you guys aren't interested in that. I bought this camera when I was 14. I still use it. Let's make sure everything's alright. And I want to get straight into it because a lot has happened with Bitcoin today. Sounds good, everything's alright? Perfect. A new green screen, really? Let's get straight into the analysis. I don't want to waste any more time. So, thank you all for joining. Thank you all for hitting up the likes and all that good stuff. Bitcoin has made some really, really nice moves over the past little bit. Fountain show's still going off. Just like all the ladies are going to be around you guys when they find out that you own Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's back up above $54,000. So that is absolutely great. And we know why this happened, ladies and gents. We were talking quite a bit about this on this YouTube channel. If you were inside of our free Telegram channel at any point over the past few days, even VIP, of course, you would have seen the analysis shared by our new team member who even continued on that analysis, basically saying that we have been moving very, very well. Now, we did end up dipping below the $50,000 level, which I didn't want. However, it was very temporary. We didn't get any closes there, if I'm not mistaken, and we've now ended up carrying on. So this was a very typical bull flag. It made complete sense how we broke out. You know, obviously we start these videos off by analyzing what happened in the past and then applying it to the present, but I think it's going to be super easy. You guys already know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. To start with, before we get there, we were, you know, hammering at this resistance area over time. I mean, we were hitting it again, making some really, really nice moves across this market. Everything's fine. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm aware, by the way, of what you can see in the reflections, so it's fine. But we kept on hitting it, we kept on hammering away at these resistance areas, and then I mentioned the final time, the fact that we were consolidating inside of resistance was extremely bullish. So I was really looking forward to this move. I should have traded it, but I'm an idiot, so I didn't make that move. However, I now have a new move which should be in VIP. I'm not sure. No, it's not in VIP yet, so we'll put some information about that. Oh, I need to say I'm live in the Telegrams. I forgot to type that in. I knew I was forgetting something, but right there, I think that they're absolutely, you know, it was an expected move. The fact that we went above $52,000, the fact that we consolidated below it, I can show you quite a few examples of where this happened before we ended up setting new all-time highs. You know, I think a good example might be, let's see what a good example is. Perfect. It's perfect one's right here. I mean, we were consolidating around the $30,000 area right here. You can see that our consolidation range ranged between $28,000 and $29,900, where we started trading sideways for a long time. But that is not a concerning sign to me. That's a sign that the market is starting to become more and more comfortable with these absolutely obscene price levels, and that's usually what directly precedes a really big price increase. You think the picture quality looks amazing here? Wait till you see what's happening with this camera, because this is legit. Like, it's a small camera. It costed me £600. I don't know, like $750, maybe more, and it's breathtaking. In fact, I will show you a preview during this live stream. You're gonna love it. But right here, we were consolidating under the resistance area, and that's what enabled us to punch up higher. So again, we were saying the exact same stuff on this channel. It happened exactly as predicted. I'm very, very happy with that. Shout out to you guys who've been hitting up the likes, who've been subscribing to this channel to make sure that you don't miss out on this analysis. I just want to see how many people have tuned in. We've got 500 of you. Thank you all for tuning in. Please smash up those likes as we go on. And what we have right here now, I think, is we have made a big leg up upwards. This leg, if we measure it from start to finish just on this 1 hour time frame, so all of this happened inside of 1 hour, we managed to rise up by 3%. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a very big deal. That's a $1,500 rise. If this happened just 6 months ago, it would have been absolutely, I mean, just breathtaking. So very, very cool that we ended up doing this. And from there, we're now consolidating again, ladies and gents. So, you know, the good news here, in my opinion, is that we've cleared the resistance area. I mean, this is the all-time high. This is it. There's nothing beyond this. And so we didn't really establish any resistance in these areas, in my opinion. We are starting to stall a little bit at this wick and this consolidation. So there is a little bit where you can start to expect a bit of resistance, but it doesn't compare at all to, I mean, it's just this wick, I don't know, maybe this high right here that's giving Bitcoin some trouble right now, but it doesn't compare at all, in my opinion, to what was happening over here. So this is super, super cool. I'm very, very happy with how it's been moving, and we switch it back onto the 4 hour time frame. I think that it's really, really good. I don't see any resistance here because we just traveled straight up to the all-time high, which means that I think we can just keep on rising and rising and rising without much to interfere with our price action. So as we go along, please continue dropping your comments about questions you have and things like that. I'll go through them in just a minute, but I am reading your comments as we go along. Thank you very much, Marjorie, saying that you love my voice. I love my voice. I'm very narcissistic about this. It's the only thing I'm narcissistic about, I would like to think. And so yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, getting back to the point, I don't see any resistance here. So I think it's going to be a pretty easy rise up to 60,000, 58,000, which was our previous all-time high. And crucially, I don't see any reason that Bitcoin can get rejected now. You know, obviously anything can happen, anything weird can happen in the market. We could dump minus $10,000 right now. I mean, you know, it's Bitcoin, but I don't see any reason for that to happen. If it happened, it would catch me by surprise. If we did end up falling from here, I would expect to open a long position at some of these support areas. I'm not going to give you too much information about that because, like I said, that kind of information does get reserved for VIP members only. If you do want to find out exactly what's going on there, then the steps to join VIP are right here on screen for you to follow. And right here, if you follow these 3 clicks, no downloads, no signups, you can get yourself inside of the VIP group where you can also watch me trading in real time as well. A few of you guys excited about Ethereum. I am too, so we'll get to that in just a bit. But moving back to the chart for just a minute here, the fact that I don't expect any resistance, I think that, you know, I think that's what's giving me so much confidence here that Bitcoin can continue rising. If it does, I would expect to find support around 52. If $52,000 fails, I would expect that support to stretch at a stretch. I would expect it to go down to $50,000. If we fail that, I mean, I wouldn't be very optimistic. The next support I see is at about $47,000, but I don't think that that support level is going to hold if we penetrate below this one right here. I think that the support we have at 50 to 52 is pretty strong. I think it's strong because it was strong resistance. Strong resistance typically turns into strong support when we go above it. So I think that there's strong support over here, but I don't think that this is strong support. So if we end up failing this box, I'm not optimistic about what might happen next. There is technically going to be support around here, $46,000, $47,000, but I wouldn't bank on it too much. I would be looking at a drop significantly lower down to about $40,000, $42,000, and then potentially even lower from there. I really don't think it's likely. I think that at worst, the worst case scenario for Bitcoin right now is just dumping into this green box. I mean, just into this blue box. I don't even think we'll go lower than 52,000. But if we do, just down to 50K is the lowest I'll tolerate. Otherwise, I would start to become very, very concerned with this price action. And that's pretty much where the bearish side of my analysis ends, because I don't actually have much bad to say about this right now. You know, I mean, let's just look at the facts. We had a resistance area. We've cleared it. There's no resistance up ahead that I can see. We're about to go to an all-time high. I mean, every time we do this, it's off to the races. I mean, it's ready to blow up. And I think the last, you know, the move that we're in right now, which is comparable to last time, is where we pumped up above this resistance area at about 38,000. Let me draw a quick box for you to represent what this looks. I mean, as soon as we were above this $38,000 box right here, as soon as we made this pump above this box, it was just straight up to the all-time high, in my opinion. I mean, we did end up falling back down to test it as support, so we could do that again now. But I mean, it's ready to go. I don't see anything holding Bitcoin back at the moment, and that's what's really exciting me, you know, because I think that we will end up getting up to the all-time high, and you can see what tends to happen when we consolidate for a long time and then we break the all-time high. I mean, it's usually quite explosive. So I don't really expect anything to reject Bitcoin at this point. I think we've spent plenty of time correcting this trend. I think we've done way more than enough in order to reel this trend in and make it a little bit safer, a little bit healthier to carry on forward. So I don't really feel like there's much that needs to be done from this point, and for that reason I think that if we do get a rally, it's probably going to happen pretty quickly, which I would be very, very excited about. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, please smash up the likes. It helps me out a lot. The algorithm recommended you this video if you didn't join our Telegram channel, and they did it because you thought you'd like it. So if you are enjoying it, please show the algorithm it's right. Help grow the channel as well. I really do appreciate it just by clicking like, subscribing if you haven't already. Our analysis has been on point on this channel, so you don't want to be missing it throughout this trend. It's absolutely great. So I do expect a pretty easy run up to the all-time high. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything from my core notes right here. 52k retest, ascending, a rising wedge. So another potential bearish bit of analysis for Bitcoin right here is that we're potentially in a rising wedge. Now, I don't really believe this, but I'm going to show it to you anyway because my analysis wouldn't be complete. There are girls here also. Yes, I'm sorry. I always say guys. You know what I mean. I'm not trying to discriminate. We have a wedge right here. I mean, I don't know. Look, it's a bearish sign. My analysis wouldn't be complete if I didn't talk about it, but I definitely don't think that there's much to this. Typically, this would be considered a bearish pattern within a downtrend, but I don't see it. It's certainly possible, and if we fall below 50,000, it will make sense. But I don't think this is likely because this would imply that we're going to be trading down for a long time. You know, let's just break down what this means in terms of time frames. You know, typically we make our move down. It takes us 7 days to make the initial move down, right? And then we enter the wedge. So it takes us 7 days to move down. If we break down again, we would probably be trending downwards again for 7 days. I mean, the time frames are usually something similar. I mean, it might be 4 days, it might be 20 days. Well, that's quite different. It might be 4 days or it might be 11 days, you know, but it's usually roughly similar. And that would imply that we'll be trending down until near the end of the month. And I just don't see us being in another, you know, really long-term downtrend that ends up correcting. Really, I just don't see it happening. I mean, everything is possible, anything is possible, but I don't see it happening. I don't know about you guys. So if you think that we are super bearish and you think that we need a much deeper correction, then this rising wedge would be of concern. But in my opinion, it's really not that worrying at all. And actually what I'd like to do much more than that is throw on some of the key indicators that you know I like to use, like the Ichimoku Cloud. And what we can see right here is we've broken resistance really well on the 4-hour time frame. Switch it up to the 1-hour time frame. Not much is happening. We do have a little bit of support here, but actually it's not very easy to analyze. And on the daily time frame, we're starting to get a lot of support around the 40k range. So if my worst case scenario happens and Bitcoin ends up dipping all the way down to $40,000, there's going to be a lot of support for Bitcoin to find going into the end of March and early mid-April. So I definitely think that there could be some chances for Bitcoin to move down there and then bounce up. But again, first we would have to be bearish on a smaller time frame, and I don't think we are. You know, I think if we take a look at the momentum, I'm sure we're going to see that momentum is on the side of Bitcoin. Yeah, so we flipped bullish very recently. Again, not telling us much because we were trading sideways, but I'm sure the daily chart has a very clear picture. Bam, right there. Is there another fountain show? Oh, so what you're seeing, can you see these lights? Oh, that's such a shame. The Burj Khalifa building has a bunch of lights on the side of it, and you can see it like where? Right there. But the lighting isn't good enough to show it to you. Anyway, a bounce right here off the 1-day EMA. Yeah, you can see it 100%. A bounce right here off the EMA ribbon on the 1-day chart shows me that there's a pretty good amount of momentum, which I think should definitely support Bitcoin higher. And again, I think it just diminishes the possibility of Bitcoin continuing to be in a downtrend. Since we ended up bottoming out at $43,000, which I certainly didn't expect, we've done everything in a healthy way, in my opinion. I mean, it's been great. It's been really, really good. It's been very balanced. And these things, they paint the picture for me that Bitcoin could be very bullish, could be ready to exceed its all-time high and all that beautiful stuff. I want to make sure again that I'm not missing anything before I switch to Ethereum. I don't think so. As we're going along, thank you all for dropping your questions. Please continue to do so, and make sure you tag me by writing my name in the chat. Otherwise, I will not know that you're asking me a question and I won't read your comment. So please tag me, and we can guarantee that I'm going to read your message. I want to give a quick shout out before I go into the Ethereum analysis to Will, for saying, I want to say thank you for all you do. I've learned so much by watching your videos. So thank you very much as well for tuning in. Obviously, you know it's my pleasure. You know I love to do it. And I'm going to keep on doing better for you. That's why we hired the new guy. Yeah, you can definitely see it. That's why we hired the new guy who is making new videos for us on this channel. We made a private one, so you only would have seen it if you're in our free Telegram channel by following this first link on screen. You would have seen that free exclusive content, and it's been like this from the beginning. Members of our free Telegram channel of VIP are always getting exclusive content that regular YouTube viewers don't have. So if you want that, you don't have to do anything. There's nothing to pay. Just follow the first link in the description down below, and that's going to take you into our channel where we give you even more analysis. We give you updates on our live streams, more content that hasn't been released publicly yet as well. And if you're interested in taking it all to the next level, then the steps to join VIP are on screen as well. Click on the @FORFLIES button at the bottom of any post inside of that free Telegram channel, and then click on the @FORFLIES button to message me. Send me a direct message asking me how to join VIP, and I'll get back to you, or one of my assistants will get back to you with all that information. But I want to switch it up to Ethereum now. I want to take a look at what's going on right here. It has made a pretty nice rally since it bottomed out. If we measure it by percentage points, we're up by about 40% in 7 days. More than that, about 9 days. So it's good. I mean, rising up by 40% in 9 days is actually spectacular. I'm not giving it enough credit. So it's very, very cool. And again, the picture for Ethereum, in my opinion, is the same as Bitcoin. I mean, it has even less to rise up until it hits the all-time high, if my math is correct. I mean, 11.8% until Ethereum hits the all-time high, and Bitcoin, 7%, sorry. So it has more to rally up than Bitcoin does. However, if I'm not mistaken, Ethereum has actually been outperforming Bitcoin. Yeah, it has. So over the past couple of days, this is the chart that compares Ethereum against Bitcoin, and we can see on this chart pretty clearly. Did I just make my camera too big? We can see pretty clearly that Ethereum has actually been gaining a little bit of strength against Bitcoin, which is great, because I think that, I've been saying it for quite a while, that when Bitcoin is trending up, that is what's natural and normal inside of this market situation, when the price is trending up. And so when what is normal is happening, if you're also getting other signs of strength on other assets, that just adds more confirmation for me that this is the real price direction. And this is telling me that Ethereum is gaining some strength against Bitcoin, and actually quite a bit of strength. If we measure it from the low to the high, Ethereum has gained 17% on top of Bitcoin, which means it's been outperforming Bitcoin by 17%, which is a pretty big deal. You can apply that to quite a few things, and you'll see that's super powerful. So I think it's going to be a pretty easy rise for Ethereum to hit the all-time high again at just over $2,000. I don't think Ethereum's going to have much resistance. I mean, on a technical level with this chart, there is no resistance up ahead. I mean, we're just forming bullish continuation pattern after bullish continuation pattern. Right here, a big bull flag. Right here, a pullback. And then we carry on upwards. A very, very small bull flag right here. If we zoom in onto the 5-minute time frame, let's take a look at that. You can see how we've had two very small, one bull flag here, one pullback here on very, very small time frames. I mean, this is super healthy price action. This is as good as it gets, in my opinion. And then on the 1 hour, once again, we can see that we're in another bull flag. So unless you think there's a good reason to find resistance here, and I don't, then I think that this should keep rising higher. The fact is, there is a little bit of resistance that Ethereum found in this range before. There is this wick, so there's a crucial bounce zone in this area too. But to be honest, if Ethereum was gonna get rejected, I think it would have gotten rejected already. So the fact that Ethereum is still showing strength right here, to me, is a sign that it can continue rising higher. And this is the exact same thing that I said about Bitcoin just a few days ago. So that, to me, is absolutely very, very impressive. I want to also take a moment to look at CHSB token, Swissborg. I told you guys that I bought it way down over here. and I gave you guys a lot of analysis on it while Swissborg was trading in this range. So this was when Swissborg was ranging between, I mean, from the low about $76 to a high of about 97. But for the most part, Swissborg was ranging between 84 cents and 90 cents. I said dollars, didn't I? I meant to say cents. So when Swissborg was ranging between the 80 to 90 cent range, I was talking to you a lot about how I would expect it to make another big move up to $1.50 at least, and then even a couple dollars in terms of its valuation. There's a few reasons why, and one of the key ones is its price action is super healthy. I keep on saying this. I've been saying it for a super long time, so shout out to you guys who were subscribed to the channel and you did get that analysis. If you want to buy the Swissborg token, by the way, the link to buy it is in the description. But its price action is very, very healthy. Its key trait since this point pretty much has been every time Swissborg rises up. Let me zoom out and show this to you. Every time Swissborg rises up, it tends to hold a stable price level and make another move up. Holds a stable price level, yes, it loses it a little bit, but regains it, and then moves back up. Stable price level, moves up. Stable price level, moves up, and so on. So we had yet another, and I mean, I can count it. I can probably exclude this one because it does look to be a bit of an exception, but bam, right here, that's 1, 2, 3, very, very small, but still counts, 4, 5 times, 6 times in a row with pretty good accuracy, in my opinion. Swissborg has risen up to a new level and then traded sideways, and there's nothing more bullish than that, in my opinion. The thing that I keep on comparing this to is Tesla stock when I bought it at $36. If I show this to you again, you'll understand exactly what I was talking about. I bought Tesla at this green box right here. It was $36. At the time, it was actually $180, but that was before the stock split. And it's the same price action that Tesla was showing on a very large time frame. Take a look at this. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. Tesla would rise up, hold the price level. I mean, look, there's no pullback here. It's not dropping massively. Rise up again, hold a stable price level, and then up. Hold a stable price level, and then up. In this case, we had a pullback, but then up again, so we're not really getting many extreme pullbacks on this chart, and that is a sign essentially of supply being very restricted. Nobody wants to sell in this case, their stock, and with CHSB, nobody wants to sell their tokens because there are strong incentives to hold them. So you guys know that that's very, very cool, but you know even more that I don't care about that. I do love them. I've met up with their team. I've partied with them, so they're great guys. I know they're legit. This is ridiculous. What is there? I forgot the name. There's spammers in the comment section if you're watching this, Paul. Is your name Paul? I forgot. I've got terrible memory, but yeah, there's spammers in the comments, so please just moderate that. You're probably not even seeing them because he's getting caught by the spam filter. But yeah, okay, I need to block this guy because he's distracting me. 1 second. So you guys already know this, hopefully, but there's a lot of people that imitate me on my YouTube channel. There's a lot of people that have the same FORFLIES name, the same, check my nose, what's wrong with my nose? The same FORFLIES name, same FORFLIES profile picture, but it's not me. So this channel is verified. You can see it no matter what device you're using. There's a verified tick next to my name. If there's no tick, it's not me. Please keep that in mind. Very, very important. I just want to make sure everything's fine here. So yeah, please, when someone tells you contact somebody on Telegram, someone says contact somebody on WhatsApp, it's a scam. And the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of people do actually fall for it. So I want to make sure that that doesn't happen to you. Can I put my picture on the left side? It's actually better on the right. It's actually better on the right. But yeah, and it's happening to all crypto channels, not just mine, but it's worth pointing out because, like I said, people do actually fall for it. But right here, it has moved very, very well. So my plan actually is to take a little bit more profit. I did take some profits here. It was a very, very nice profit. It's now risen even higher to nearly $1.50. I mean, the high of today was $1.46, 47. So it's super, super close to $1.50, which is absolutely amazing. It's up by nearly 50% from the price area I was telling you guys at. So Shout out to any of you guys who have bought it. I wasn't telling you to buy it. I was just pointing out that there was an opportunity there. Obviously, I don't give financial advice, but shout out to those of you who did end up making some money on Swissborg. Obviously, I know that a lot of you guys did buy it. And if you are interested in buying it, you can use my referral link, which is going to give you some free cash as well by following the link for Swissborg in the description. But right here, I think it's probably going to have a pullback. $1.50 is a big level. It didn't really have a pullback at $1. I mean, it did, but not by much. I definitely think that there's another pullback in the books here, but for the most part, I wouldn't expect anything spectacular in terms of, you know, like a big crash. I think we might end up, you know, just kind of pulling back, trading sideways like this for a little bit. This is the nature of the token. I don't know how much longer it can go on for. I am starting to get a little bit concerned. However, I still think it looks pretty good. I still fully expect that it can reach $2, $3. I've been saying this since it was down over here. So, I mean, we're up by 50%. We're just getting closer to the target that I had in mind. So, in my opinion, it absolutely isn't anything that's worrying for me on this chart. Shout out to, I can't say your name, but hey, man, first time here. Thank you for tuning in for the first time. Hope you're enjoying this so far. If you are enjoying this analysis, it's obviously very grounded, very realistic, been super accurate across this market, then please do subscribe. Please do hit the like button. Helps me out a lot. I want to see where we're at as well. Only 300 likes. You guys can do better than that. Come on. You can do way better than that. Yeah, let's spam them up if you are enjoying this so far. And I'm ready to go through your questions. So what price do I see Swissborg by March end? I can't say because there's there's 20 days left, so anything can happen in 20 days. However, I wouldn't be surprised if we were just trading sideways by the end of March. You know, so just like around $1.40, $1.50. I wouldn't be surprised. A new subscriber from yesterday. Thank you very much. Nice explanation you did in the past video. I'm glad you liked it. Obviously, it's turned out to move very, very well. I'm sorry, I did get your name wrong. It's Phil, not Paul. Yeah, I've got a terrible memory. I'm sorry. There's too many Pauls and Phils in my life. Every guy in England's either Paul or Phil, especially if they're an accountant or lawyer. Come on, you guys know it. But this spammer, there's so much spam in the comments that I can't see your questions. But I'm gonna try and scroll up and start answering them now. Bitcoin is going to the moon and FORFLIES can tell you when. I can't tell you when. I can't tell you anything, to be honest. I don't know, but I can definitely give you my analysis. I think it's happening soon. I think we're going to hit the all-time high soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened today or tomorrow. And I think we can fly up beautifully from there as well. So I'm very optimistic. And that's just because we've cleared all the resistance areas right here. Audio is so much better. I didn't actually change anything. So I'm not sure how that's better. It could just be that it's louder. Luciano is saying that she likes the British accent. Everyone likes the British accent. Apart from British people. Unless you're from Essex. FORFLIES, when I trade an altcoin, do I look at the Bitcoin chart to predict the movement of the altcoin since Bitcoin seems to drive the market? Yes. Congratulations on getting the office everyone's looking at, not just being the one looking at it. Yeah, so like I said, if you've just tuned in now, thank you very much, Phil. We had an office that had a view of the Burj Khalifa, and now we're in the Burj Khalifa. So definitely better than looking at it. The view is spectacular. Take a look at this. You can really see a lot over my shoulder. Yeah, there's quite a bit going on, but someone's just gotten dizzy from that, I'm sure. But yeah, definitely very, very cool. A very, very cool view indeed. I'm super happy with it. I'll just minimize this once again. And as I'm going along, by the way, if you're not already in our free Telegram channel, please go ahead and join. It's where there's no censorship. YouTube does not deliver notifications for these live streams. It's so frustrating. People will click the bell, they will subscribe, and they still won't get notified of these live streams. But you can guarantee that you watch them in time by following the first link in the description down below. There's another fountain show going on right behind me. You can see that. So that's very, very cool. And if you want to take it all to the next level, then you can follow these steps on screen to join VIP. The bottom two, all these three red boxes, these 3 clicks will take you to where you can ask for information on VIP. We've got the lowest prices ever right now, so it's ready for you to take. People who've been in here have been absolutely killing it for the most part. Obviously, there are exceptions. And right now, the market has heated up once again. So I wouldn't be surprised if I was in a trade within the next 24 hours. And as usual, VIPs get the full information on exactly what I'm trading. And one of the key things to keep in mind about this is that in a market like this, one of the key things that VIPs will gain is they'll learn lessons very quickly, because they'll see me implementing them in my trading style as time goes on. They'll see me talking about them all the time. And obviously there is a cost to access VIP, but there's also an opportunity cost of not having those lessons when the market is so hot. And that's what's absolutely crucial. The market is super hot right now. This is about as good as it gets, and I know it's been a little bit boring, but I absolutely think it's going to keep on flying. I've been saying this since September, by the way, and just to put it into context, since September, what happened in September? It was the beginning of this really big rise. This was September right here. So FORFLIES this is when I was starting to say that things will get very exciting. And I was obviously 110% correct about that. So, those of you who did join back here, you already know what's up. You would have had so much opportunity to bank bigger gains and limit losses to become even smaller, because you've been inside the VIP group and gained some very valuable skills and just watched me trade alongside. Just traded alongside me, watched me trade and things like that, with all the lessons and mistakes I've had watching me navigate them. There's so much power in that. And if you want the information on it, then the steps are on screen right now. What do I think will happen with Cardano in the next 12 hours? I will get to Cardano in just a moment. Not going to take a look at it just yet, but we will get to that in a bit. Am I aware or worried about these big tether burns? Absolutely not. I'm not aware of any of the news. Remember the last time I told you guys about tether news? It was, I don't even know, maybe a week or two ago. I really ripped at people who were looking at tether news, and I promise you there's 1,000 people watching right now. Not even 100 of you remember what that news was or the day it happened. You might remember what the news was, but you definitely don't remember the day it happened. You probably couldn't point at it on a chart. That's how insignificant this stuff is. It's just noise. You think the wealthy class, the class that's controlling these markets, actually uses things like that? Which is a rhetorical question. Absolutely they don't. This is only for the masses to keep themselves entertained, reading newspapers, flicking through the CNBC website or Cointelegraph website. I'm sorry to Cointelegraph. I met up with their senior editor. Might have been someone else, I don't know. But the point is, it's news. It doesn't matter unless you're only interested in news for the sake of knowing what's going on in the space, then that's different. But if you're a trader and you want to know it to give you an edge in trading, it's actually probably going to handicap you, in my opinion, more than it's going to help you. And I have a very strong opinion on that. So no, I'm not aware, and I don't care either about this tether burn stuff. It's never been important to me. FORFLIES still didn't get the relation between them and how to read it. I don't know what you're referring to, Sherman. Please clarify. FORFLIES, I watched your old videos and the accent has changed so much. Yeah. If you go back on this channel, go back to my earliest video, I actually had an Indian accent because I was raised in an Indian community in London. And actually my dad's Indian. So, well, he doesn't really have an accent, but the person that I was, the community I was in, I had an Indian accent. You can watch it. It's super embarrassing. And then there's an even older channel which most of you still don't know about. I haven't publicly talked about. It's not my first. It's like my second channel. I had it when I was probably 9 or 8 years old. So there, the Indian accent was really strong. It took a whole 180. It was massive. Did I open a position yesterday on Bitcoin? No, I should have, and I even told VIPs that I was considering it, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. There was no reason I shouldn't have done it. I just didn't commit. I mean, it was a safe trade. It was good, but there's definitely something that I'm planning on doing quite soon. So I'm not going to talk too much about it inside of this live stream today. I just tuned in. Can you please give me a small note, please? If you guys are tuning in late, then just rewind the live stream because I don't want to repeat it for people who've already heard this. Is Ethereum better to trade than Bitcoin? I couldn't answer that for you. I personally prefer to trade on Bitcoin because it's a bigger asset with more price history, and it's less subject to manipulation than a smaller crypto like Ethereum. Very important. Do I think we'll break 60k straight this time, or do I think there'll be a small pullback at 60k? Good question. I'm not sure. I think for the most part that Bitcoin has a pretty good chance of flying straight through 60k. I'm not too concerned about it. Every time, quite a few of the times when we had a big kind of pullback like this, overall quite long-term consolidation, because if we measure it, if we break the all-time high, let's say tomorrow, that's still 16 days consolidating, pushing 17 days. So, you know, I mean, we're looking at about 2.5 weeks. That's pretty long-term, in my opinion, for this market state. I think that really gives us the juice to just fly straight through 60K. But I'm not completely sure about that, so I wouldn't really, you know, put my name to that idea or anything. I couldn't fully comment on that. Do I think we're gonna surpass 55K with Bitcoin today? I think that would be pretty likely. I think that Bitcoin's in a rising wedge right now, and typically when Bitcoin is in rising wedges like this, it tends to move up. So it's not supposed to. It's supposed to do the opposite, but in an uptrend, when Bitcoin forms a market move like this, let's just break it down for you. Most of you guys who are subscribed, you already know what this is, but I'll just say it again in case you're curious. When the market is trading up and then starts trading up slowly, it actually is quite concerning for a lot of people, because it's a sign that we've lost some momentum. However, what I think it means for Bitcoin is that actually Bitcoin traders are so excited that where Bitcoin should be trading sideways or even downwards, it's just slowly being bought up. The lows keep on getting higher, the highs keep on getting higher because there's so much excitement, and then something triggers it and wave 2 starts. You know, it's like you've got a song and you've got the verse of the song, which is this upward movement, and the chorus is probably the other way around. That was a terrible, that's a good terrible analogy. That was really bad, but yeah, I mean, you know, the chorus is here, the verse is here, and we're picking up the flow again with the chorus again. It's a bad analogy, but it's not that bad. Not that bad. But yeah, that's what I think is happening. So I absolutely think that Bitcoin has a decent chance of breaking 55K today. But again, I'm not trading that. That's way too risky to put money behind. I'm just sitting in Bitcoin. I made a small fortune with Swissborg. It's a great app. I use it now. Stopped using Coinbase. Yeah, so one of the cool things about Swissborg is that they do offer spot Bitcoin purchases and things like that on actually quite a few currencies. So they are basically a Coinbase competitor. If you know what Coinbase is, then you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, then it probably doesn't matter to you. But it is a fiat on-ramp, so you can put your you can deposit fiat onto this a Swissborg app. Unless you're in America, by the way, it's banned in America. And you can start using it to buy Bitcoin, buy cryptos. You can even stake. They offer like 30% at the, I might be wrong about that, but currently it's a 30% unlocked annual percentage yield if you just stake your US dollars, something like that. It's mind-blowingly high. It's absolutely insane. And actually, when I first heard about it, I started to get a little bit suspicious, but I asked them things about their regulations and their insurance policies if they got hacked and things like that, and it did check out, and that's why I started to really believe in what they're doing, and actually I'm now working with them in a partnership as well. So I'm pretty bullish on them. Like I said, I mean, I'm personally invested pretty massively. Taking profits though, I haven't taken profits yet, but I will do so very, very soon. But yeah, that's an important note. Congratulations on that gain on Swissborg. It was an easy profit. Is it possible that there's not enough money to make the Bitcoin price rise higher? It's not a silly question. I don't think, well, I mean, of course it's possible, but the key thing to take note of here, ladies and gents, and I'm going to prove it to you again right now, is that Bitcoin is not rising because people are buying. I mean, technically it is, but a bigger reason, in my opinion, that Bitcoin is rising is because nobody is selling. Very, very important distinction. And I can prove this to you right now super easily. If we take a look at the long-term chart for Bitcoin and we look at what happened, you know, like in 2017, actually it's a little bit less so on this chart. I might be looking at the wrong chart, but what we have across the board, let's switch it back onto the 1 hour time frame. It's just easier to prove, is, you know, volume isn't really going super, I mean, you can't see it because it's, am I blocking this? A little bit, yeah. You can't really see it, but just follow this orange line. This orange line is the moving average of volume. It's not really very high. Volume isn't super high. In my opinion, the reason Bitcoin is rising so easily is because nobody wants to sell. And that means, of course, there are some buyers. There's always going to be buyers all the way down to $1 probably. There's always going to be buyers in the market, but that's not necessarily what's driving the price higher. It's just the fact that nobody wants to sell it. So again, we go back to this vintage car analogy. No, I didn't say that in this video. I said that in another one. But we've already given you this example before, the vintage car analogy, where, I don't know, there's 10 of them in the world. No, let's say there was 100 of them in the world, and each of them right now are worth $20,000 each, you know, and you could have bought it for $6,000. That's more than a 3 times return. If somebody sells the car for $30,000, all of a sudden each of the other 99 cars are worth $30,000, and the overall market rises just because one person purchased it. It doesn't necessarily mean that each of the other cars are worth $30,000. It just means that that is the last price, the last most recent, that's why it's called the last price. It was the last price that was deemed acceptable to a buyer. Which means that only one person can pump the price up to the moon. It doesn't necessarily require a lot of buying pressure, it just requires the absence of selling pressure. Because when there's no supply in the market, the price can rise really quickly. I hope that helps. I don't think it was a very good analogy, but I hope it helps anyway. Would now be a good time to... I can't tell you if it's a good time to invest. No way. I'm not a financial advisor. Let's see what else we have in the comments. Any other questions? What's happening to Bitcoin? That's what the whole live stream's about, bro. If you are tuning in late, then please rewind a little bit. What am I thinking I'll enter my next trade? You know, I never have a target for entering a trade. That would indicate desperation to trade. I will only trade when I see a good position available, but I definitely think that that time is very soon. I promised you some Cardano analysis, so I'm going to go to that as well. As we are going along, please continue to hit up those likes if you are finding this video at all useful. Cardano is now above 2,000 Satoshis. I'm sorry, is now, well, it is back above 2,000, but... oh no, it didn't even dip below. Well, it's crashed by quite a bit. Crashed, it's not even that bad, but it has continued to fall down. It looks like Cardano needs some big support. It's down by 30%. Isn't it? It's so... You guys remember? Drop a yes in the comments if you remember when I said, when Cardano was trading here, that it's super likely at any given point for Cardano to do this. You guys remember this, right? And I was getting so much hate for it in the comments. So many people were pissed off with me, the dislikes, everything. People didn't like me, but this is what being realistic in the market gets you. You know, I mean, it's not pretty and nobody likes it, but it's real. And that's what's important. We're not here to agree with each other. We're not here to gossip and be friends. We're here to make money, and that means being realistic. Cardano will do this because it's risen up by a factor of like 3 times. In the space of, I don't know, a month. You know, I mean, this is natural. I still think it's healthy. I think it just needs to find some better support levels down below towards, I don't know, 1800. I can't even tell you where good support is because as far as I can see, unless we dip really low, as far as I can see, we're not actually finding support anywhere close. You know, so I'm sorry, we could find support somewhere close, but I don't think we're finding strong support anywhere close. And all of you guys in the comments, you're saying you remember it. Obviously, I mean, you know, it was super obvious at the time. Most of you guys probably got it as well. It's just that there were the few idiots who were really over-invested in Cardano. They just became offended when I said the truth. I mean, it's subject to crash like this. Super common, super realistic. So I see as I'm going along, by the way, that my assistant is responding to you guys in the comments. I need to go soon, by the way, but. If you are enjoying this video so far and you want to get a little bit more about what we've got going on, I'm sorry, I said in the comments she's responding on Telegram. So if you want the information on VIP and a little bit more of what we're doing, then you can follow these steps on screen. Let me make sure I answer some more questions before I do get going. I need to go very, very soon. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. Bcash to the moon, I hope not. Someone got a notification, nice one. I mean, YouTube is inconsistent. Sometimes you'll get them, sometimes you won't. The way to guarantee that you join these live streams on time is by following the first link in the description down below. Ben saying it's his first time living in Dubai, and he's wondering if the entire time that's downtown Dubai in the background. Yes, this is downtown. Behind me is the Dubai fountain. So right there is the Address Downtown Hotel with the blue lights somewhere there. That's the address, downtown hotel. This is all just a fountain. So if you've been to Dubai Mall, you've seen it. Let's see what other questions we have here. Next trade on the way. Yeah, like I said, I think I'll be in it pretty soon. Swissborg app is not available in Netherlands? I'm not sure about that, Francis. Please message me and I'll pass it on to my contact in Swissborg. I thought it is available. Tone Vase in the live stream. Just watched a part of the middle of the video and I agree. Clear shot to all-time high, then maybe a little pullback and then breakout. Bam, there you go. You've got it from Tone Vase. He's better than me. He says that we could... His analysis says a shot to $58,000 looking something a little bit like this, maybe a small pullback and then off to the races. And I personally think we have a pretty good chance of just, without even getting the pullback, just flying up. I think that's possible. Both are doable. You know, nothing is bad in those two situations, in my opinion. Dollar index is pumping, yet crypto is recovering. Yeah, it's been like that for a while, which is really weird. I mean, it's up by quite a bit, so I'm surprised by that. I don't know what's going on. Gold is up. It doesn't really make sense to me. Stimulus packages are going out. I don't know how the dollar is gaining strength against other global currencies, but apparently it is. Do I make music? I'm funny. Thank you. Thank you very much. If we retrace to 52k for support, am I considering a trade after 55? No, I don't think that range is healthy enough. Do I trade crude? No, I don't. Ah, someone's up 30% on his investment on Swissborg. Congratulations. How do you... do I think Cardano is coming back strong? I still think Cardano, yes, despite my bearish analysis, I think Cardano can bounce really, really hard. I'm very optimistic about it. What do I think about China banning Bitcoin mining? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. There are some whale groups who are literally giving the date and time of pumps and artificially pumping the price. What do you think about this? Wouldn't it cause a dump too? Julian, it depends what market you're talking about. It's probably not happening on Bitcoin because Bitcoin is very liquid. Like it's not easy to pump them. These pumps, they don't work very well because as soon as you want to sell, there's no buying pressure. So the price just crashes down massively. So it's not sustainable and it doesn't work. On top of that, it's probably as illegal as anything can get. I mean, it's probably right up there with words that I shouldn't say on this live stream. So I don't think that it's a good idea. And if you're participating and you're in, you know, like the United States, you're probably committing a felony too. So cut the shit, like stop it. It's dangerous. It's not going to work, first of all, and it's super illegal, like in any country. Thanks for the help, FORFLIES. Nearly making more money than my normal job now. Yeah, that's what happens in a bull market, bro. Please keep the gains safe. Please keep the gains safe. Everyone's going to be making crazy money that they haven't had before, but you got to keep it safe, otherwise you're just going to lose it like the rest of the people in the space. Any view on Binance token? It's strong, it's cool. I think with that, guys, I need to get going. Don't have too much time today, unfortunately, but I will come back tomorrow with another video or live stream, depending on what happens in the market. Hope you have enjoyed this one. If you have, please hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. I'm actually about to head out for dinner with Tone Vase and Carl the Moon, so most of you guys probably know at least one of them, and that's gonna be cool. So you can follow my Instagram page. It should be linked in the description. If it's not, I'll just pull it up real quick, and you can probably see what's going on over there if you're interested. By the way, every other Instagram page for me is fake. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, right there, SammyLoyal_, that's my name, _, and there's probably going to be something fun happening tonight. Alright guys, hope you have enjoyed this one. You know what to do. Hit up the like, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. Join VIP, find out what's going on if you are curious about taking your trading to the next level. If you just want some more free analysis, you want more free video content from me, from this new person who we brought onto the team, then once again, it's the first link in the description for you, and you'll get even more of what you're seeing here. So if you like this, you'll love that. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out now. Do a collaboration with the moon, a special video comedy. Yeah, I'll ask him. I don't know if we haven't discussed the collaboration yet. I don't do collaborations, actually. I'm not a collaboration guy. And the problem is, me and Carl, we probably disagree on a lot of stuff. Carl is way more bullish than me, which is a problem for me, because well, it's a problem for both of us, because it means we'll never agree on anything. So we'll just constantly debate each other, and that gets boring. So it's cool anyway. But I'll see. We might do a collaboration. I think it would be interesting. We're both young, so that's cool. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get going. Hope you have enjoyed this one. Take it easy. Have a great day.